Right. Hello, everybody. Let me just make sure I'm live. Let me make sure I'm live. Hello, everybody. How are you on this glorious Tuesday? It's a little cold in Toronto. We've had about 3.5 feet of snow, so we're digging ourselves out. We're digging ourselves out. And yeah, happy Tuesday to all my lovely warriors. I hope you are doing well. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Melissa Merchant. This is my group, and I'm a cancer coach. And I haven't been on here for a hot minute, so I thought I would, start something new. Start something new. I'm going to be doing a new series of Facebook Lives, so look out for them over the coming weeks. And they're going to be myth busters. I talk to a lot of cancer warriors and I hear some really interesting strategies to help them cope with cancer. And so I wanted to bust a few common myths. But a little bit about me. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a cancer coach, as I said, and I'm living with cancer. And my journey has been a little different than a lot of you, I'm sure. I'm living with quite a rare cancer, relatively speaking. It's called neuroendocrine cancer, and active treatment is over for me. But I am living with two tumors in my small intestine that are really too small for, any further treatment at the moment. So I know I have cancer right now, and I'll never forget it. When I left my medical team's offices, after my active treatment was over, they explained all of this to me and they essentially said, okay, don't worry, Melissa, it'll all be fine. We're just going to wait for your tumors to grow and then we're going to do further surgery. And I was horrified. I thought, I'm just not going to sit around and wait for these things to grow. It was really, really difficult. So here's the deal. I get it. When I was finishing treatment, I was on the hunt for the best anti-cancer strategies, and diet was where I started. We've been talking about overwhelm a lot in the group this week, and there's more coming up. And for me, this is where overwhelm started. Where do I start? There's so much information out there. So much of it conflicts. Who do I trust? What information is right? So this is why I gave up my legal career. I gave up my job to try to figure things out for myself. And fast forward a few years, now to figure things out for you. So, myth busting series. I'm really excited about this. And the first myth I wanted to tackle is the alkaline diet. And I want to start by reassuring you that there's nothing dangerous about the alkaline diet. But the truth is, it's just not going to do what you hope it does. An alkaline diet is not, in and of itself, an effective anti-cancer strategy. So when I was looking for answers, I made the decision very early on that I wanted science-backed information to give me the best strategies that will actually make a difference to how I feel right now, mentally and physically, to help me take back control of my health and to reduce my risk of recurrence. So let's talk about where this myth about the alkaline diet started. In the last few decades or so, some studies have shown that cancer cells thrive in a highly acidic environment, right? What is the opposite of high acid? Alkaline. So the media gets hold of this and boom, the alkaline diet is now the best anti-cancer diet out there. The theory is that the alkaline diet, it's based on the idea that replacing acid forming foods with alkaline foods can help fight or prevent cancer. So proponents of the alkaline diet believe that if you eat a diet high in these alkaline foods and limit the acidic foods, that you can make the body more alkaline, which would make your body a poor environment for cancer. Well, love the goal, right? Everything that I do is based on making the body a poor environment for cancer. It's a major focus of what I do, but focusing on alkaline foods is not a reliable way to do that. It's a myth. It's a myth. So proponents of this diet suggest that people monitor the pH of their urine to ensure that it's alkaline. And they're looking for a number over 7 and not acidic, which would be below 7. But a diet focusing on alkaline foods is not a reliable way to do that. It's a myth. So let's look at why. So number 1, your pH, right? How acidic or how alkaline your body is varies greatly within your body. Some parts of your body are acidic and others are alkaline, and there's no sort of set level. For example, your stomach is loaded with hydrochloric acid, giving it a pH of 2 to 3.5, which is highly acidic. But we need that acidity to break down food, to help us absorb nutrients from food, right? Whereas like human blood, for example, is always slightly alkaline with a pH of 7.36 to 7.44. So, right, the numbers vary within your own body. So looking at just the pH of your urine as a result of eating an alkaline diet is not really a number that bears any relation to your health overall. So let's talk about the studies. So concluding that an acidic environment helps cancer cells grow from studied cells in a petri dish is a little simplistic, because just like the theory doesn't account for differing pH levels in your body, which are not only normal, but hugely necessary, these studies, the petri dish studies, don't show the complex nature of how tumors actually behave in the human body. In fact, studies have shown repeatedly that there's no link between an alkaline diet and cancer risk, because the truth is that cancer cells aren't restricted to acidic environments. And for the conclusion that the alkaline diet is the way forward, you'd think then that cancer can't survive in an alkaline environment, but actually that's not true. Cancer grows in normal body tissue, which actually is slightly alkaline. Many experiments have successfully grown cancer cells in an alkaline environment. Now, it is absolutely true that tumors do grow faster in acidic environments, but the part that's not conveniently mentioned is that it's the tumors themselves that create this acidity. It's not the acidic environment that creates the cancer cells, but the cancer cells that create the acidic environment. And what you eat is not going to change that, which leads me on to the most important point, number 3. There's no way that foods you consume can alter the pH levels of your blood. The pH of the body is tightly regulated. Absolutely. If you change your diet, you may see changes in the pH of your saliva or urine, because these are waste products. There's no possible way that you could ever eat enough alkaline food that it impacts your blood, which is what we would need it to do. It's critical for your health that the pH of your blood remains constant. In fact, excreting acids in your urine is one of the ways that, in fact, your body regulates its blood pH. If your blood pH falls out of normal range, your cells would stop working and you'd have a major problem. And so for this reason, like I said, your body has many effective ways to closely regulate its pH balance. This whole process is known as the acid-base homeostasis. And urine is just a really poor indicator of your overall body pH and general health. And frankly, it can be influenced by factors other than your diet anyway. But the real takeaway here is that food can't change the pH level of your blood. It just can't. And that's what we would need it to do to affect the cancer. So bottom line, the intention is good. I get it. An alkaline diet certainly won't hurt you. And in fact, it might actually help you in unexpected ways because an alkaline diet requires you to restrict junk. It promotes more plant foods. But this has nothing to do with your blood's pH levels. And the restriction of junk and eating more fruits and vegetables is the thing that makes the difference to cancer care, right? That's the thing that makes the difference. Now, I'm going to be doing more of these over the coming weeks. And if you want help developing a science-based anti-cancer lifestyle, so you can recover and rebuild and reduce your risks going forward, book a free call with me and I can advise on the best place for you to start given your personal circumstances and give you a free resource to help you do that. If I think I can help you beyond that and you're interested, I can tell you what I do and whether cancer coaching is right for you, but I'd be pleased to help in any event. Don't let overwhelm stop you. I can help you cut through the noise and learn what to focus on that will move the needle for you. You can book a free call. I've dropped the link in the post above. Book a free call. We can chat and work out what the best step is for you. So look out for some more of these coming up, my new myth busting series. I'm Melissa, and we'll see you soon. Bye.